Hello and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so it's been a little while since I've actually done a Dragon Ball video. I'm gonna be honest, it's been ever since Daima ended. God, I miss Daima. Anyone else like? Because it's funny. I remember while Daima was airing, like week by week, a lot of people were just like writing the series off. But after it ended, I swear to God, like a bunch of people were just like saying how much they missed it and all that. But anyways, so I wanted to start doing some more like not just Dragon Ball, but like shoot, I have a couple of ideas for some One Piece videos and stuff like that. So if you want to see any of those, shoot, let us know. And if you got any recommendations, let us know in the comments. So, okay, I want to go over this because I saw this video recently, and it gave me an idea. Well, I guess you could say me and Chandler Michael, we were bored as hell one day. We were just watching random clips like on YouTube or YouTube, Shorts, TikTok. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was titled too, but it was basically just this random scene from a cartoon I used to watch as a kid called Kids Next Door. I freaking loved that show. That was like top 5 Cartoon Network shows. Anyways, I it reminded me of the scene because I forgot what the scene was. I think they were talking about like a Star Wars reference they had, but it reminded me. I told Chandler and Michael, yo, dude, do you remember the Dragon Ball? Like the time they referenced Dragon Ball? Like literally, it just the memories came flushing into my head. So I wanted to talk about like a couple of series that I've seen before. Like two out of like I got three right here. And if you want to see more, like you want to see a part two, or shoot, like I said, I have a couple of ideas we could do this with, like with Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. Shoot, I even have a really, really good one for for our Digimon ones, and I'll leave a picture. Anyone watching here who like watches our Digimon content, I'll leave a picture of it right here. If you're an old school fan like me and Chelmer or Michael, if you see this image right here, I'm leaving on screen. You want to see me talk about this? I will. So, basically, and yeah, I kind of just want this to be like a new series here in the channel. So, especially since we've been kind of slacking on like the discussion videos, and I kind of miss those. So I want to start doing more of these. So basically, yeah, that's it. So if you want to see any more, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell for more of these videos. And again, we'll pop if this video pops off, we'll make it a series. So I have three cartoons I want to talk about really quick. Now, these are all cartoons that I've seen. Two of them I grew up on, and one of them I actually watched with my little brother. But I'll get into that in a sec. So, all of these series have referenced Dragon Ball in one way or another, either through like a random scene or like a random reference. And picking three was, I thought it was a good place to start, was difficult because man, there are a lot of shows up there. Because Dragon Ball is this so influential, not just in like in anime, but like in animation or media really in general. Now it's ever since like Dragon Ball really took off. Like in the 90s, it just has changed pop culture for the better, honestly. I think so because not only are there great references from Dragon Ball in other anime, but also just like the fact that they can reference them in Western cartoons, and fans like me who watched a lot of these cartoons as kids can recognize them is, I think this is great. So, first one I want to talk about, the amazing world of Gumball. Now, this show was a little bit after my time when, I wasn't really watching like a lot of cartoons. Shit, I wasn't. Was I even watching TV? I don't even remember. But anyways, my little brother though, he does watch the channel, but he's shit. I don't use first names, but well, I do use first names. Supreme King Isaac, but I don't use like full names. But he's in the military right now, so but I know he watches the channel. So hey man, how's it going? He loved the Amazing World of Gumball, like Gumball. Adventure Time. Me and him would watch regular shows. The shit, not gonna lie. But he really loved the Amazing World of Gumball, and I would watch it with him. So an episode, I don't remember the exact episode, but in one episode, Gumball is basically hanging out with his brother Darwin, and they're just messing around with, like like basically messing around with his sister, and out of nowhere he full on goes Goku and just transforms. He's all buff and everything. He's got the hair. It kind of reminds me of. I'm gonna be honest. The position he's in kind of reminds me of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So yeah, I wanted to start with this one because it seems like you look up, if you type in, literally like Google cartoons, like Dragon Ball references in cartoons, this is like the first one I swear that comes up. So yeah, that was really crazy scene because I remember watching this with my brother and it just came up literally out of nowhere, and I just thought it was hilarious. So, but that was this one. I gotta talk about this next one because this is one I remember. This is what got me to want to do this video. Kids Next Door. Kids Next Door, like I said, top 5 Cartoon Network shows. This show was gold. I loved this cartoon as a kid. And shoot, I'm not gonna lie. I even like when I was after I saw that random short, or was it TikTok? I don't remember. Random short brain rot content. I actually legit went and watched this episode. This episode was hilarious. It was like one of those multiple not chronological, but like multiple point of view kind of episodes where like one of the main characters, from number one, two, three, etc. We're all telling like different events that they recalled of a singular in the same episode. But anyways, number four, the little blonde Australian dude, which I didn't even know he was Australian, or I think his parents were, or something like that. That was really cool because I didn't notice that as a kid, and then as I grew older, I didn't notice all of them were like different ethnicities. That was really cool. So in this one, you see the dude called Number Four basically recalling how they lost. I think it was a pizza or something, but anyways, he full on called it the rectangular power charm, and right away when I saw that, I couldn't stop laughing because he right away called himself Number Four Go, and he's all buff and he's got blonde. He's literally a Super Saiyan without actually being a Super Saiyan. And his clothes are even styled to Dragon Ball, and he's all buff and everything, which is funny because he's supposed to be a kid. He's already this ripped. Then again, Gotenks was pretty ripped because yeah, actually, if I remember right, Gotenks wasn't even 10 when he was fighting Majin Buu. Kind of crazy when you think about it. But anyways, and then you see those little brats to delightful kids basically as a combined Frieza. And while they're fighting, you see him basically spit out a piece of gum and he full on goes full Kamehameha. And it was just hilarious. And another thing that also happened in that episode, they full on brought up the obvious cliche that's even crazier now thanks to Super and Daima. They full on said, "I'm not even at my final form," basically. And they transform. First, you see those delightful brats Frieza style transform, which is really cool. But then he transforms, and his hair just got bigger. He basically turned into Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta or Gohan Beast. So, and then he just loses. Oh man, that was hilarious. I think that was like probably one of the earlier references I can think of when thinking of Dragon Ball being referenced in cartoons. But another one I want to talk about now, this is one I don't see mentioned a lot. Now, I already said Kids Next Door, again, top 5 show. Another heavy hitter top 5 show from Cartoon Network from back in the day when I was watching cartoons was The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I loved this show so much. It was hilarious. It was, dark and, had like monsters. It was more, had that, kind of like not gross. Well, some of the episodes were kind of gross, but like the more darker aesthetic and that vibe just really, I really enjoyed that more. Like one of my favorite episodes was the zombie episode. And I just love Billy and Mandy so much. And one of the episodes I remember, now it's been years since I've seen Billy and Mandy, but the episode I always remember, besides like the zombie episode and the Chocolate Sailor, I've even used the Chocolate Sailor reference a couple of times in other videos, was Chicken Ball Z. They weren't even hiding it. They weren't even hiding it. Chicken Ball Z. Damn. Basically, for anyone who didn't see this episode, because I've seen the age demographics, so I'm pretty sure most of the people watching this saw this episode. But really quick, basically, the character Mandy, who, by the way, I didn't know as a kid was voiced by the same voice actor as Azula from Avatar. That explains a lot. So she full on is just beating the hell out of Billy, and she sees a sign for a big karate tournament. Now, come on, we all know shonen anime, but Dragon Ball especially. We hear tournament, we know it's gonna be fire. First place, $50,000. Damn, that's a hell of a prize, right? So basically, is trying to figure out how to become a black belt, and she ends up going past this old Asian Chinese aesthetic antique store where this dude is offering her one wish if she eats the magical chicken ball. Although I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty smart to ask if it had like MSG or something. You know, you gotta be careful these days, especially since some random dude in a dusty old store is offering you food. That's pretty sketch if you ask me. But she full on eats it, and it transitions to the tournament. And her when she arrives, she is like pissed. Like she looked as pissed and ready to fight and throw down like Gohan after Cell crushed Android 16's head. She looked like she was ready to like just destroy everyone. Her hair was literally on fire, Super Saiyan style, and she is just tearing through everyone. I This episode had one of my favorite lines of all time. Um, shit, what was his name? God, I might have to go rewatch this episode again. Spurg, I think is his name. The bully is her first opponent, and he full on says, "You have something to say to me," and she gives the greatest burn of all time. She full on just says, "Your mother has a job as a respected member of the community," and he's mad about it. Oh my god, that was hilarious. And she just throws him, literally grabs his fist and throws him. And she just, like I said, just tears through everyone. But she goes through, she has a Goku moment at the end. She wants to fight a stronger opponent. She doesn't care about the money anymore. She just wants a good fight. So Grim, the ever opportunist as he is to get rid of these brats, full on transforms Billy in the same fashion as her and basically just wants them to destroy each other full on. And Mandy, after fighting Billy, full on says she has to use her full power to fight him. If that's not Dragon Ball, I don't know what is. Oh man. So the episode just basically ends with I guess Mandy won, even though the entire stadium was brought down. And I can't blame Billy. He just wants his snow cone. And it ends with her buying the island from the other cartoon. What was it called? Because I know it's been years. It's been a long time. But if I remember right, Billy and Mandy used to have another cartoon it was part of called Hector Con Carne, I think. If I remember right, it was about some guy who was like a brain, and it was he was like trying to take over the world, and something about and he was like in the body of a purple bear. It was a weird show. I know they would like sprinkle in references of that show through Billy and Mandy. So, hey, Mandy's gonna rule the world. We all know it's gonna happen. We all remember that worm episode, right? So yeah, those are just a couple of references Dragon Ball has had in like Western cartoons. There's a lot more. Like when I was doing research, there was this reference in the if anyone's ever seen the 2017 DuckTales reboot, there was a reference to Dragon Ball there. And we all know the infamous Fairly Odd Parents movie where it's nothing but Dragon Ball. You see Timmy basically dressed like Goku, and you see Vicky dressed like Piccolo. So there's a lot of... I could keep going, but I'll end it here just for now. So if you want to see like a part 2, and shoot, like I said, if you want to see any more, not just Dragon Ball, we can even do like Yu-Gi-Oh references and cartoons, Pokemon, and shoot, like I said, if you want to see that Digimon one, you know what you got to do: like, comment, subscribe, and let us know. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. This is just something fun to try out. And like I said, you want to see more, let me know. And just have a great week. Take care. Bye.